All right. Let's see. Is that working? Man, as you see, I'm still in the same place. Thing with my cousins didn't work out, so I'm not doing my live from my cousin's house this time. Maybe next weekend. I'm not sure. Let's see. Let me get back out a little bit. So, there we go. So, how's everybody doing? I see Big League Bourbon's already in here. Sherry G, Mr. Whiskey Shits. Let's see. I'll go over here. Comment. Damn, 26 comments already. Let's go with. Let's start off in the beginning. I know who was here first. It was Sugar Kitty. Hey, Mr. Whiskey Shits, Barrel 21. Nice to see you, my friend. See Bourbon Beginnings. Hey, I'm glad you're able to jump on there, Ruben. Appreciate it. I will be partaking this evening. Tomorrow night, I will not be partaking because the urine test I was supposed to take yesterday didn't happen because when I got to the clinic, they said, "Oh, you're supposed to make an appointment. If not, it's going to take 2 or 3 hours." Well, that 2 or 3 hours of me waiting, after 2 hours, they told me it's going to be another hour or so, and I couldn't wait anymore. I had some testing to do with Anheuser-Busch and some other things going on, so had to wait. So got to take the night off tomorrow, make sure I'm all lined up right and everything else, and do that on Monday. And then I also have some other stuff going on Monday. Some interesting things happen. So with the whole trying to find my transcripts, blah, 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 and everything else, they said that the HR said that the job description says high school or GED. And then it also says either a degree and years of experience or at least 7 years of experience. Well, I've been turning wrenches since for over 30 years. So she said that that probably will not be an issue, just that I need to get my high school transcripts. So I got to go back to my high school and get my transcripts from them because I don't know where this shit is. I graduated in 1987. I don't know where that shit's at anymore. But that looks all right. But then Anheuser-Busch is going to have me, and that's for the job that I already signed. I said accepted. So then I'm going to, from there, I'm going to be doing a hands-on test with Anheuser-Busch. That's an interesting job in the fact that even though it's $5 less an hour than the Teledyne job, it's 3 days on, 4 days off, 4 days on, 3 days off. So you 12-hour shifts, but you only work 15 days a month. And then there's going to be overtime covering people's vacations and shit like that too. But the good thing about it is, on top of that too, is that, you're off 15 fucking days a month. You don't have to worry about taking that Saturday and Sunday trip to Kentucky to meet up with people. You can arrange it to be able to take 3 or take 4 days, which is great and everything else. And then when you work out all the numbers and stuff, it actually works out to about $31 an hour without any extra overtime, which is only $1 less than what I was going to get at the other place. So it's something to think about. And then Friday, I get contacted by Mission Foods to they want to talk to me about the possibility of being a maintenance supervisor on one of their shifts. So I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and look in. I'm still going to be looking into everything until I set foot on the friggin' property on April 5th. But I want to make sure that I'm in the door with anywhere else in case something, for whatever reason, happens to where I, got to have backups. I never had backups before. Now I learned that was a good thing. I'm just starting out with the Smithwicks. I still have part of a 6-pack left, so I'm going to start out with that right now. So let's go ahead and get through this to see. So Ruben's here. Trevor Kunkel, hey, what's going on? Chris Luddig, who's also known as Big League Bourbon, who's also known as Bland-Aid. Let's see. Okay, cool. Chris, I will check that out after I'm done. After this and before I jump on to freaking hot butter rolls. I don't know why that's freaking doing that shit. So, let's see. You know what? Hold on. What the hell's going on here? That's part of it too. Maybe that's it. Hey, that's better. So let's see. And then, yeah, so let's go. Yeah, Big League, yeah. And Big League Bourbon, there's, let's see, who are we going through? Sherry G, what's going on? Mike Meyer, Doug HOF, his Instagram handle is Doug.HOF, so I call him Hall of Fame Doug. He's part of that Friday night at Fred's group that's with that watches Trev and stuff. You know, Trev's what do you call it? Trev's fan club. So yeah, so then let's see, what do we got going on over here? I'm trying to follow one chat, the chat over here, because usually it comes up all right. But oh yeah, thanks for the Destination Bourbon. Actually, I had a Mike Portnoy shirt on before this, but I had been I wore it for like an hour or so yesterday, and then I tossed it on today while I was running around, and it was a little. It's not exactly cool outside right now. I think it's probably I want to say it's probably in the 70-ish, somewhere around there. Let's see. Excuse me. Yeah, so it's like in the mid 60s. So that's like, so I was out in a t-shirt with a sweatshirt on, and I sweated a little bit. So I switched over to the Destination Bourbon shirt. Let's see. And where we go. Mash Bill, just a couple channels for my different ventures. Yeah, I know, Chris. I know freaking. So Big League Bourbon is a channel that Chris Luddig, who is a former baseball player, and he's still involved in different ways. You can, if you look him up on freaking Google, you can find out more information about all that. I don't need to go through his whole career or the other schools and stuff that the training and stuff he's been involved with. But he loves baseball. He loves whatever whiskey. So he's going to be doing interviews with baseball players, retired. You know, he played in the Padre system and the Pirate system and stuff like that. So he knows some people, and he's going to be bringing on some baseball players and stuff like that to talk about whiskey and talk about baseball, and then do some stuff on his own. He said he just posted his first video, put it up. Sometimes it's going to be just him talking about whiskey and talking about baseball, and then he'll have guests on. Some of them you might recognize. I'm not privy to saying who is he's saying that one of his guests is going to be, that he DM'd me, but I know who the guy is, and yeah. So, and he, like I said, go ahead and subscribe to Big League Bourbon here and over on Instagram, and just make sure you hit them notifications so you know when he's going to be bringing somebody up. No, so it's just an Insta post. Okay. So the YouTube thing hasn't happened yet. Okay, my mistake. Sorry. But keep your eye out for that. Well, if there's anything that comes along with Big League Bourbon, I think I'm gonna see if I can arrange something to talk to him, possibly on my live next week. I do not know why this is freaking out, but so. Let's see. Maybe we can talk. Yeah, maybe he'll be able, when my Instagram live on Thursday, maybe he'll be able to jump on and we can talk about it. So then, let's see. So what is everybody knows what I'm drinking. So what is everybody else drinking? My plan tonight is, I've got, let's just say that over the past few months, I've collected samples. There's a couple that have been sitting on my desk for a while. These are other other samples that I have. Some from my YouTube friends, some from my YouTube subscribers and friends, and some from my friends off of Instagram. But I have literally a shitload of them. Some of them I've already drank parts of. I don't like to, if someone, hey, what's up, Hendo? When someone sends me a sample and they send me a 2-ounce sample, I don't pour the whole 2-ounce sample. I want to taste it. Get a little, get a little taste of it. Maybe pour out half a sample, taste it, see if I like it. If I don't like it, that way I have it can sit for a little bit longer. And I can try it again in a later time. If they send me a 1-ounce sample, I still kind of try not to drink it all at one time. But if it happens, it happens. So I got some here from Shayla. I got some here from Whiskey Samurai. I still have some from Will Henderson, Mag 57TX. Who's the other one? Whiskey Neanderthal. Oh, Jesus. I got so many different ones. Hood Sommelier and Julie and the likes. I got the stuff for the likes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and line them up on the table in rows, and then we're going to just have somebody pick me a random number, and that's what I'll start. What's up, Barn Door? So let's see. Let me go. I don't know what they are. The only thing I'm not going to open up, because I promised that I would drink with them live, would be the JD Sinatra that was sent to me by Whiskey Samurai, because we're going to do that with Kilco. See, now, hopefully, Kilco said he was going to take a nap, so hopefully he wakes up so he can jump on here for a little bit, because we got some discussing to do, and then about some stuff. And anybody that doesn't know what that is, what I'm talking about, you will in a minute. I might hold on to this Tennessee Taster too, do that with him too, since he's a big Jack Daniels fan. So then let's go ahead and move some more of these over here. I'm going to try to let's go 4x. We'll go 4x. Let's see. Anything else going on? All right. So here's the idea that came up the other night. Kind of already got a feeling of what the name would be. So before Brian gets on here, I'll bring it up. Oh, yeah, Kilco Swaggins. There you go. He's already been brought up. But once Kilco jumps in, we'll go. I sent him a quick message, actually. Okay, so everybody thought that I sent him an email when I was talking the other day. I actually sent him a message, a reply to something he said to me on, on Instagram. No, I'm sorry. My reply on my YouTube video from Wednesday night, he had said something to me. So what I did was I went ahead and I told him that I would talk to him tonight about it if he was willing to come on. And like I said, anybody that knows about it already knows about it already. So, but I had this idea that I'd kind of thrown at Kilco on his live one night, saying that I wanted to do a show with him. He said that, sometimes he has, everybody knows Kilco and what his, sometimes, things is some of his stuff with anxiety and various other things. So what I did was I decided that what I would do is that since I've been on all these other lives and everything else, that I would go ahead and go on a live with him, me and him do a show together on either my Saturday or his Sunday, or his Friday, whatever, if he wants to do a Friday. I'd rather do it during my time slot or my time slot on Saturday, or his time slot on Sunday, because more people would be probably watching then. But and to where we just talk about whiskey, talk about life, talk about the little things that we have in common, like our anxiety, like our the depression. Myself, I don't take medications for mine. He does, so he can, it's something that we can, we bond on different levels and stuff like that. So, and it allows other people to jump in and talk about maybe some problems they're having that we might be able to help them out with. So that's the whole idea. So I wanted to run it by him, and I said I'd put it out there that we would have a contest to come up with a name, and then I would figure out a prize or whatever to give that person. So The one that came up the other night was Kilco Swaggins. Well, nobody sent me anything that I've seen in the emails and stuff to change that. So I think that it's kind of in agreement that everything's Kilco Swaggins is actually a freaking a good idea. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So all right. So that's what the idea is that if he wants to go with it, or if we just do one live together where we both get sent a flight, and since he says he doesn't have that great of a palate and I say that I have a shit palate, someone send us each a flight, the same flight, like like Hendo or DC or Barn Door or whoever would want to send a freaking flight to both of us. If he doesn't want to do a regular show, then I'll just have him come on one of my lives and we'll do a blind flight. I've talked to a few other people about doing the same thing. I don't have a very good palate. I'd really like somebody to send me. I would really like to set up something, even if I had to make it up myself out of the stuff I have, but somebody that knows, somebody that has a good palate, or somebody that knows how to maybe explain to me how to work through a blind tasting and stuff like that. Like a mentor, like almost like a whiskey mentorship type situation. So, and then get different ideas from different people. Like, everybody knows Jason Calori's the fucking shit. Scott likes the funky shit. Dusty Dan likes the dusty shit. So they've all got their they've all got their thing. So you got like Dusty likes Dan likes Dusty. Dan likes Dusty. Scott from My Bourbon Jury likes funky. Trev likes makers. Jason's all about the turkey. So there's a lot of stuff out there that they could walk me through. And Jason liking turkey and me liking turkey kind of basically tells me that we align a little bit better. So I want to reach out to these people and figure out how to maybe once a month or whatever, do something, go on their channel, let them walk me through a blind and get myself better. And then maybe it helps somebody else learn a little bit more, get a little bit better and stuff like that. So that's what I'm working on. So just so you know, if there is anybody, Trev said that he was going to send me a flight, and then he was going to he thinks that he can put together a maker's flight where I'm going to like makers. Not a fan. Right now I have 46 cast strength, private select. The only thing that 46 I'm okay with. It's the only one I really kind of like out of the regular lineup. And then, hey, John Trombetta. And then we got, and then my friend Kimmy and Whiskey Neanderthal did a U.S. liquor store pick a few months ago, and that's really good. But it's not a typical maker's profile. It's the staves are different. You know how that goes. So, and I don't mind it. I mean, it's good. It's not the greatest thing I've ever tasted, but it is really, really good. So he has this idea that he can send me a flight of makers that I'm going to become a, born again makers freaking person. And it's going to be hard because going up against freaking, I was a Jim Beam diehard, but Turkey took over, and for Turkey to take over my love of Jim Beam. And the thing is, I still have bookers that I haven't opened yet. So that might put me, that might bring me back. I don't know. And I got some little books that I haven't opened that maybe bring me back. Yeah, well, but like picks and stuff like that, I understand that picks of anything tend to be, there's not a whole lot of those ones where the standard, where it's like a regular standard freaking non-pick is so good that the whole lineup is good no matter what without the picks. I mean, Elijah Craig might be a different, that's a little different. Well, no, it's not even a little different. I'm just saying that's like Elijah Craig would be one of them. I think other than, truthfully, Turkey, I don't find a whole lot of bad ones. I got a long branch that was given to, somebody's heard I like Turkey, a relative of mine that shall be nameless. And they talked me into getting a long branch, and then they kind of ended up paying for it. So, relative friend, kind of in between. So yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So like Sugar Key says like this. So here we go. Let's pop this shit up. I got to start doing this still more. Whiskey Mentor would be a great series for many. You don't have to have one single person every week. You can be a different mentor with different. Exactly, that's what I'm talking about. Now, for myself personally, the idea is to allow other people to find somebody they might be able to align better with. Now, does that mean I want them to start following them and following them and ignoring me? Well, no, not really. But I'm saying, get people out there lined up with somebody that can help them to become if they really want to explore that. Because I mean, there's people that are just, personally, myself in general, other than the fact, part of the reason that I maybe I only have 150 freaking subscribers, 156 subscribers, is because I don't have a palette. So I can't really give information other than I fucking like it or I don't. Right now I'm in that stage where Trev was to begin with. Tastes like bourbon, smells like bourbon. I like it or I don't. Either it's freaking great or it's freaking not. And I've been watching a lot of these blinds where some of the big boys are having, Will Henderson's a freaking evil genius, and DC and those guys are all evil geniuses with these blinds, and would like to participate in something like that. So here we go. Kilco's here, so we'll go ahead and bring him on. Hey, hey, Brian, how you doing, buddy?
Hello.
Yeah. So, did you get yourself a nap?
No.
So let me guess, you're not going to be here for long because you're going to end up freaking dozing off.
I hope not. This has happened to me a lot of times. At some point, I'm like, all right, I'll just stay awake, and I'll pass out at like 10 or 11, and then maybe I'll get a normal night's sleep.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you first. I'm going to go with, so I have A through H, 1 through 4. So pick a letter and a number, A through H, and then pick a number 1 through 4, and that's what I'm going to drink.
A through H. F2.
F2 is hey, thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
This is from Whiskey Samurai. This is a sample that he had sent me a little while ago. I hadn't got into, but I hadn't opened my Joseph Magnus yet that I had gotten a hold of. So guess what? I get to taste Joseph Magnus before I actually crack my bottle. So he sent me, it's a Joseph Magnus triple cask batch 109, 100 proof. So 100 proof, that's a good way to start out.
Yes.
So I'll be going to the chat for the next person to pick my next drink. So now we know F2 is off the board. Okay, so Brian, so the thing is that the other night I said something in your chat about the possibility of us doing something together. Myself and you have certain things in common. The only thing that I see that's really blatantly different is that I don't have a problem being in large crowds. In general, I can, obviously I can talk to anybody, anywhere, anytime, but outside of that, I've suffered from depression, anxiety. I've had panic attacks. I have, at times problem sleeping where I sometimes will go 2 days with like maybe a 15-minute nap every freaking 8 hours. And then I just can't sleep. And then I end up sleeping. Then I end up sleeping for like a whole day and a half because
that's the best. It's like, there's a whole day I guess I didn't need. I'll just check, done.
Yeah, but we have a lot of stuff that we've talked about, and I've talked with other people, and they've talked with you too, and everybody's seen that we have a lot that's in common, other than the fact that we both have red hair. Mine's gray now, but still. But you have a love for music in general, not just Tool or Nine Inch Nails that you're wearing the shirt right now, but you're a huge crooner. You like crooners and like Sinatra and Dean Martin and those guys and everything else. So, I mean, I'm waiting for you to sing a Mel Torme song one of these days, but we'll figure that out later. But the love of music's there. So we have a lot of stuff that's in common. So the idea is that either on once a month or once every couple of weeks, whatever, either on my stream or on your stream, whether it be Saturday on mine or Sunday on yours, we do it together as a show with the two of us where we talk about like what we talk about, what you talk about, but then you're talking, instead of talking to a camera and looking at a chat, you're talking to me, I'm talking to you, you're getting that interaction. And then it gets you more comfortable with being on screen with people, because you discussed this at length the other day about your about the fact that the reason that you don't have people come on even though you have StreamYard is because you're kind of afraid that you're going to get to a nervous point to where you're going to shut down and then you're not going to know what to say or do, anxiety, blah blah blah.
It's so like I don't know how to be a host exactly,
right?
I know I don't have to. It's basically the same as if I'm on someone else's channel, except I'm supposed to do something. I'm still not sure what. That's the kind of little part where I'm like, do I want to be like, one of the guys on the talk show? So I got a few questions for you here. Tell me about your mother, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay,
I don't want to do any of that.
Right. So, okay. So the idea, my initial idea is that we do the show together one way or the, until you're comfortable of deciding you want to go ahead and actually ask questions, or jump in when you want and ask a question because something might intrigue you by what they say. But you're old. Okay, you're old enough to understand this reference. Some people might not be. But if you want to just be Ed McMahon, then you can just be Ed McMahon. If you want to decide to be Johnny one day, then you can be Johnny one day. Or for the newer kids, if you want to be Andy Richter, you can be Andy Richter. If you want to be Conan one day, you can be Conan one day. But I just think it's something that people want to see you do. I think you realize that's what some people want to see you do, because you do have a really good interaction talking to people while they're on the chat. But some people want to see some of the people that are in your chat. Some people have never seen before, but they might be willing to jump on and their faces get out there. And once people relate faces to names, then it becomes even more family-like. I mean, a lot of people that had never been on that people hadn't seen on other shows or other people's stuff have jumped on my lives or the Scotch Down Under lives. And they're like, oh, that's what Shane Long looks like. Oh, we really didn't want to see what Swami looked like, but we were forced to, along those lines. Mr. Whiskey Shits. Nobody knew who Mr. Whiskey Shits was until he came on one of my lives one time. And then he was on my lives and he jumps on everybody else's whenever he gets a chance. So, and then it opens up like Ruben. I don't know if you know who Ruben is from Bourbon Beginnings. Yeah. So Ruben from Bourbon Beginnings, he has a really cool show with his wife that he does every week, and a cat that tries to destroy everything. And, just bringing some people on like that to discuss what's going on here or going on there. But it's one of those things where I just want to help. I want to help you be able to, not say be able to go out and be around people, but at the same time, I know how much you want to go back to Texas, to Rex, to freaking Fang and Feather and stuff. I know how much you want to go back. You want to actually be able to go maybe at some point in time to Kentucky to meet Chad and Sarah, to do some sort of like little get together. But
yeah, that was the plan for last year. Yeah, it didn't happen.
Right. But at the same time, I also know that if it's just you, Chad, and Sarah, you'd be way comfortable. But if it's you, Chad, Sarah, freaking Single Barrel Snob, Hood Samal, if it's a bunch of people and you've never actually met them before, or you've never had any to where you know what they look like, to where there's a familiarity with them.
Social interactions. How do I do this?
Yeah,
yes, my name is Brian.
Becomes an issue.
How are you today?
So my idea is that to be able to have you here, like I said, doing whatever you want, just hanging out, doing whatever you do, pop in, pop out, whatever. But definitely be minding your show to when, like, if you have a question or you want to talk about something or a certain whiskey one day, or you heard something I didn't hear. It's a 50-50 thing. And then when you need it to be 75-25, fine, either way. But I just think people want to see you maybe interact a little bit more with people on screen and stuff, because you know what? When you did that hot buttery rolls thing, it was literally freaking, it was awesome. They fucked up. Their shit went down, and you're like, ooh, Dr. Evil freaking, I'm in charge now. And your real personality took over, not the anxiety, Brian, not the freaking, I don't want to, you know, slightly, I'm not saying agoraphobic, but freaking the social.
It's about there. But that was actually, you know, you did see kind of anxiety, Brian, because that part of my mind is like, if something will go wrong. That's what it's like. Something, whatever it is going to go wrong soon. And then something did. It's like, okay, I'm ready for this. Let's go. Something's finally gone wrong. I'm ready.
Right, but I'm saying
only for a little while.
But that's what I'm saying is, if you know, if it's a 5-minute burst, if it's a 15-20-minute burst, if you know, we can just do it like we're doing right now, where you decide to come on for a little bit, and then we go from there, and then see what happens, and then
online group therapy. Here we are today.
Yeah, there you go.
Our feelings.
Yeah, we're discussing our feelings. We're drinking whiskey.
Yes.
But so the idea, so then I put it out there that if you were in agreement with this, what would we come up with a name? And I was just going to say, I just said, was it Mash and Musings was mine. My original idea was Mash and Musings.
The other one was Bilbo Baggins. I mean, no.
Kilko Swaggins.
Yes.
Yeah.
I heard about that.
Yes.
Yesterday.
So, yeah, from Burben. Burben came up with Kilko Swaggins. He came on Wednesday night with an envelope that said Kilko Swaggins on it that he put up on the screen and stuff like that throughout the whole live. And it is from what I can tell, that is what everybody consensus-wise has said that they liked the most was Kilko Swaggins, which is that's actually kind of a cool freaking name. Plus the fact that I don't know what your like or love of Lord of the Rings stuff is. I freaking am a huge fan.
Oh God, I watched that movie repetitively once it was out on DVD or VHS. Yeah. That's how long ago it was.
I mean, I'm not to the point where I know every single character and and everything else. I just know when I was a kid that my favorite movie was the original animated Lord of the Rings.
Oh, yeah, all those songs and that really bizarre sort of artistic style to it, where it was both amazing and slightly creepy for some reason.
Yeah, because it was that same kind of art that went along with the movie Heavy Metal, which kind of threw a bunch of people off. It was that, and then nobody had seen an animated movie other than Heavy Metal or Fritz the Cat that had a R or an R rating, because originally the Lord of the Rings animated came out because of even though it was animated blood, because of the freaking blood and stuff during the, when they're fighting and stuff like that, the orcs and everything, it was originally released as rated R and then was changed to PG like a few months after it had come out. And I'd seen it when I was a kid, and I freaking loved that movie. And then I read the book. I started reading the books. Unfortunately, I was a dumbass. The first book that was given to me was The Silmarillion, which is the accompaniment to the rest of the novel. So I'm sitting there trying to figure out, there's no story here.
I don't understand any of this.
Yeah, I don't understand any of this. What the fuck does this mean? And basically, it's literally just a step-by-step companion going through Lord of the Rings. And, so yeah. And explains all the details of the Eye of Sauron and all that stuff like that. And then The Hobbit, the animated movie The Hobbit. I mean, I was a big fan of that shit.
So when they said creepy, I remember that.
Yeah. So when I saw the Kilko Swaggins, I was like, okay, cool. Because then that also is like, that's got freaking at least some sort of merch or some sort of something written all over it. So
immediately terrifying to me. It's like, oh yes, wait a minute.
Yeah. But
something someone can buy. Oh.
So that's something for the future that you can think about. You think about stuff, but I would like and appreciate it if that was something you're interested in. That you do that with me, but also that on Saturday. I know on Wednesday nights. I mean, just depending on how you're feeling or whatever, whether or not you show up on a late night thing. But if you got time on Saturdays and stuff, even if it's just for a few minutes here, a few minutes there, and you want to jump on, you'd be an open invite to you on any Saturday that I go live, that you'll always be a guest that I will bring on. So no matter what. So
my brain does such weird things when people do that. It's like,
Well, I
and
mean,
here's our comedy routine. There he is, the clown of
no.
the hour.
No, I just think that
I know that's not what you mean, but my brain's like, these are the horrible things it could mean.
Well, yeah, because that's the way your brain thinks. But you need
Oh yeah,
sometimes.
it's great.
But I'll put this way. Somehow, I don't care. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'm going to find some freaking bottles to send you, or even some labels to send you copies of that have really cool stories on them for you to read in your Southern accent, like you did the freaking small batch. Yeah. Because people need to hear stuff like that. And you know what? I'm going to be really cool about the whole thing too. I don't think I'm the greatest singer in the world. Some people say I can sing. Some people, whatever. But when you get ready to do the whole the Jack Daniels thing with Whiskey Samurai and everything else, and I'm holding on to my Sinatra right now, so that when that happens, we could all do that together. I will have no problem doing backing vocals for you if that's what it takes for you to freaking sing me some Sinatra, a little bit of In Other Words, or something like that, freaking, or even if it's a Dean Martin song, freaking When the Moon Hits Your Eye Like a Big Pizza Pie. That's amore.
I like Dean Martin's skits where he pretended he was drunk the whole time, or did he pretend?
No. Okay, so here's the thing. There's a whole story about that it started out as him as a joke, but towards the end of his career in the roast, he was literally freaking hammered every time. He couldn't go to the roast and do them without drinking because Don Rickles and some other people said, hey, that you got to be in that mode. And when you're faking it, it's just not the same. Now, Orson Bean, that's a different story. Orson Bean was the other guy that was always drunk act like he was drunk on Match Game or the roast and stuff like that.
Is that the guy who? Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am here today to talk about. Where am I? Yeah. Oh yes, the Mash Bill. Yeah. He is a wonderful human being. I just want to say, that kind of guy.
That's the guy. He wore glasses, had white hair, and he kind of freaking always looked disheveled, and he was always like.
He's always a bit of a mess, but he'd go up, look like he was plastered, and then just walk away like, thank you.
Yeah. But, I just wanted to get you on here for a few minutes while you might be awake and talk to you about it and let you think about it. And you can get back to me at any point in time if you want to do it. If you don't want to do it, hey, that's cool too. But I would really like it if you did. I'm sorry, there you go. It's not Orson Bean, it's Foster Brooks.
Thank you. I was thinking of the right guy at least.
Yeah. Thank you, Sugar Kid.
Like, Arster who? I know about a drunk guy from way back then. When you talked about the roast, I remember he was on it.
Yeah.
So that was my only clue. His name? I don't know.
Yeah. So, but how long can people be 11 for? All the Star Wars, Lord of the Rings. Or how long can Bart Simpson still be in elementary school? 30 years?
Yeah, 20, 30 years. I don't know. Maggie just hasn't grown up for some reason.
Yeah, no shit. So that's I'm gonna go ahead and have my drink. What are you drinking anything right now? Or are you just winding down to go to sleep? Or
no, I finished up I'll do the bottle down thing. I didn't do that. Where is it? Hold on. There.
Oh, that's gonna be trouble.
My 4 roses small batch.
Oh, you finally finished that thing?
I did. I had a little yesterday. I finished it off just a little while ago. Bottle down.
That Joseph Magnus is fucking good.
I bet.
Yeah. Once I get all this rest of this stuff straightened out and I get back into a good, decent situation, I'll be sending you some more samples of stuff because I know what you have now. You're starting to. You've already said
the floor. It's just spilled over. I have no control anymore. It's just a mess, and I love it.
Yeah, but then you got that. But the one thing is that you've already mentioned to me is that that small batch is getting low. So that E.H. Taylor.
Yeah, it is. It's It's not. It's nowhere near quite empty, but it's at that point where I'm rationing it.
No.
Forgot how much is in here. Let's find out. And again, I've had it since December, so I'm doing very.
Did
well.
you ever refill? Did you ever go get another handle of 101?
Not yet. I'm waiting for a certain deposit to possibly happen in the not too distant future.
Oh, okay.
And then I'd probably just splurge on that and a number of other things, I think.
If you haven't had it yet, because I don't think I sent you a sample of it, was that Turkey 101 rye. I'm telling you, you might want to get yourself a bottle of that and try that. If you're, I don't know if you're a rye guy though. I haven't really. I know that you if you get them, you'll drink them because guess what? They're free. But
yeah, I kind of like them. I don't dislike them. How's that? And I have had the. It was rare breed rye. I think I did get a sample of that.
Yeah, I think I sent you the rare breed rye when I sent you those the advent calendar stuff.
Like that's the only thing I can think of. I haven't seen but haven't looked for the rye 101. I probably would like it.
Okay, so let me shout out. Okay, so Emily Chambers, thank you for being here. Let's see who else is here. The Roop has joined us, and also we've got. Let's see, who did I miss? Cohen. There you go. Cohen is here also.
Bunch of troublemakers, all of them.
Yeah, all of them, every one of them. But the thing is too is that you have like a set, like certain people every one of your lives, whether it be 7, 10, 15, or whatever people that are watching, you have this core group of like 5 people that are always there with you.
Clearly been brainwashed somehow. I don't know why. It's just happened.
I mean, like for me right now, this is kind of, I mean, there's not most everybody on here are the same people that are on most of the times I go live. So I'm used to, I'm trying to keep out of the corner of my eye watching 2 different chats because the one in StreamYard is slightly behind the one on YouTube. So
I have to pop out the chat just to try to keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't highlight stuff. Like if anyone's highlighted anything to me while we're talking, because I've been looking at this screen and not this screen.
Right. See, that's the thing too. Yeah. If you're looking at the StreamYard screen, unless you see an orange flag jump up in your eye, at the corner of your eye, so you know that your name was put up there.
Yeah. I don't see that. It's just, it doesn't do that with StreamYard. It's like, no, you don't get to see when someone's actually trying to talk to you.
Well, see, here's the other thing too, is that if you decide you want to do this with me, then, a worst case scenario, at least for a little bit, is we can both go back and forth when one or the other's talking or whatever, but you can monitor the freaking chat or whatever, kind of like the way Sean does it, and then make fun of me when I fuck up. When I have a stroke, like fucking Shook, that piece of shit. I mean, I'm that really, really cool guy. Then you can go ahead and hit the stroke counter for me. But speaking of Dan Shook and everything else, let's see. I gotta go. Hey, did I send you a Knox coin?
No.
Okay.
I can answer that quickly because I know what coins I have. I
couldn't remember if I sent it to you or I sent it to Trev. I might have even sent it to Shayla. Okay, so then that I'll hold on to, and I'll send you I have so I bought 3 Knox coins, and I gave 2 away, and I wasn't sure who they went to. And then I knew one of them was Trev. I thought one of them was Trev because Trev hadn't gotten one yet. But then Dan Shook, I guess I won a thing a couple weeks ago on the show. I wasn't watching at the time. I was busy worrying about getting a job. And
I was worried about my real life, possibly losing my home and everything.
So I guess what I won was I had won a Knox coin and a couple of cigars, a Kintsugi and a Bourbon Junkies, the Black Cat, frickin' their first cigar. Now I haven't smoked a cigarette since 2000. Never was into cigars except for when people have kids, you go ahead and the obligatory light up a cigar, you take a couple puffs off it, it accidentally makes its way into a freaking because it's usually a really shitty cigar they bought at the hospital, makes its way into the freaking the ashtray and never makes it back to you. But so I got these 2 and then I never got, when I bought Swordfish oil, I had ordered a Junkies Glencairn, and I never got it. So he sent that. But then he had kept on mentioning on his show on the freaking Junkies that and I have the Knox coin over there. So I'll hold on to it, and when I send you something, I'll send you the Knox coin so you got one too. So he decided to be a smartass, and I guess I also won a Junkies rocks glass. Okay. So he sent me a Junkies rocks glass, which is great. This is freaking, it's a cool, I don't have one of their rocks glass. I don't have this rocks glass. I have I think I have a Pretzel rocks glass and a Pretzel Kenzie and the original Bourbon Junkies Glencairn, but now I have two of them like I wanted. But then the asshole, and I will call him an asshole, as a matter of fact, just because it is Dan Shook, I'm going to go ahead and put this up there because I like putting this up there at least once a show. Dan Shook can bite me. He freaking, I can't use the freaking thing. He wrote the Savant Dan Shook and signed it. So now I can't even use the rocks glass because I don't want to take a chance that I get that, this is, but he did this on purpose because he even said on the freaking Junkies, oh, wait till you get what I sent you. You're not going to be happy. Now, I'm kind of happy at the fact that now I get to try a cigar. I haven't done it in a long time, but I am kind of happy at the fact that I got a rocks glass. Then I turned it around and said, son of a bitch. He had to sign it because he knows I won't get rid of signed things even if they're empty or anything like that. Cause I have Klein signed the pandemic special that will, as soon as that bottle's gone, I'll still hold on to the bottle because he signed it. And today, through my through help from other people, I was able to procure something else that was sent to me today. I don't know if anybody knows who 2 O'Clock Chugs on Instagram is. Heavy Bourbon. His name's Dan Kidd.
2 O'Clock Chugs.
Dan Kidd. If you ever go on Instagram and look, just type in 2 O'Clock Chugs. There'll be a bunch of videos where people at 2 o'clock, I think it's every Thursday, at 2 o'clock their time, East Coast, West Coast, whatever. There's a HBR knows about this because he has a bunch of the bottles from this place called Krogman's. Krogman's, and it's distilled in Lawrenceburg, Indiana, by the Indiana Heritage, bottled by Indiana Heritage in Bloomington. The mash bill is 60 corn, 36, so it's a high rye, 36 rye, 4 barley. It's a 3-year aged whiskey, non-chill filtered. Now, this is let's see if I can get the thing to focus. Damn it. Okay, so that's the bottle, and it's called Dan Kidd's, Kiddz, 2 O'Clock Chugs, and it's 58%. So it's barrel proof. And so like I said, every Thursday or whatever it is at 2 o'clock, you'll see a bunch of people post on Instagram in their story. They don't always have this bottle. If they have the bottle, they do a chug off of it, and then that's part of it. But they can chug any bottle. So I've been wanting to get a hold of the bottle because I think the bottle looks cool, and everybody says it's good, it's decent stuff and everything else. And it's signed by him. I got in touch with some people. They said, hey, here, go on his Instagram, DM him, told him I sent you. And then he told me what the price was. And then a couple of people, I said, well, I'll have to wait till I get some money together. And then later on that day, I don't know how other people found out, but a couple other people found out. I guess I was looking for the bottle, and just magically the $65 that I was waiting to go ahead and wait for showed up in my Venmo.
It's always weird when that happens. I don't know why that happened.
From Anonymous.
It was not me.
That's the too. I don't know who sent it. So somebody sent me the $65. Yeah, somebody sent me the $65. Okay. I don't know who sent. It was anonymous. I don't know who sent it to me.
Mystery.
Yeah. So basically, yeah. I guess I don't know how that works or whatever, but because I just don't use Venmo that much. But either way, $65 extra showed up within 6 or 7 hours. All of a sudden showed up Whether it was somebody just donating to in general and it just happened to be the right amount or not, I don't know. But either way, whoever that was, I appreciate it. I also know that a few other people have donated. They've reached out to me and asked how they could send me some money for the channel and stuff like that. They don't know what they didn't know my status of all the other stuff that happened a few weeks ago. They just said they wanted to support the channel. How do they do that? And because they wanted to know why I didn't have super chats and I told them because I have 156 people following me and I only have like 500 or almost 600 hours.
You must appease the YouTube overlords with sacrifice and what was it, 1,000 subscribers, 1 million thumbs, and like 4,000 watch hours or something like that.
Yeah. So yeah, anybody that's he's down to, from what I understand, he's down to less than 50 bottles now that he has left. But you can contact I was told that it's open to anybody to get it. So you can contact Heavy Bourbon on Instagram, tell him you're looking to get a bottle, and then he will tell you what you need to go through to his Venmo and blah, blah, blah. And this is something that literally I DM'd him on Monday. He got back to me within a couple hours. I got the money together, whatever, sent it to him. Venmo. He sent it out Tuesday morning, first thing, and from Indiana, and it was here today. It's what I had to go sign for. So, but yeah, just go if you want to get a hold of one, as long as he's got them, as long as he has them, he will. It's $65 shipped, $65 flat shipped. At least that's what he charged me. Who knows? Maybe Will's famous enough over on Instagram now, or through all his blind flights, maybe freaking, whatever.
I get the feeling that it's more difficult if it's not in the United States.
Well, yeah, I'm sure that it gets really difficult if it's not in the United States. But so
enormous bottle of beard oil. Here we are.
Yeah. And the thing is too is that now I'm starting to get a few people from over off of my Instagram that are starting to come over here to YouTube and on my lives and stuff like that. Like Barrel 21 is. He's from here in Southern California, but he's also one of the followers on Instagram. If you get a chance to go check out his stuff on Instagram, he has really, really cool ass pictures and videos of bottles. Hold on. Damn it.
Oh, you broke it.
Yeah, my camera took a dump.
It's because I'm here. That's what they do.
I'm still here, just trying to figure out why. That's not okay. It should be coming back. I gotta figure out why this is doing this. Oh crap! Just when you thought it was safe. If you want to run, Brian, you can run.
I'll run.
Okay. No, you don't. No, you don't have to run. Don't jump off. I'm just saying because I can go up to like 10 people. But freaking, I'm just saying once you see who comes on the screen, you might want to run. But here he is. You know him as Swami. I know him as Canadian's biggest asshole. What the fuck is wrong with you? I thought there was a fucking gorilla playing with itself.
Yep.
What's up, buddy?
You just got yourself some free OnlyFans content, motherfucker. Be happy. Most people got to pay $2.95 a month to see that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So just so I can tell you, my brother, we had talked about his thing with the cafe racer stuff. He's just helping him.
I just want to say hi to Kilko first. So hey, Kilko, how you doing?
Yo,
you've got the best facial hair in the game, bro.
Right?
No, I'm not kidding. You do. It's like Johnny Depp. That's it. It's just like Johnny Depp.
I always go with the V for Vendetta. I mean, that's freaking.
No.
But
it's Johnny Depp celebrating his victory against Amber Heard.
Yeah. So my brother, I talked to him today, and I said, "Hey, you need to check out this channel 2 doors down." He goes, "I'm 2 wheels down." He goes, "I already have." So he goes, he was that guy. He was Malton in Montreal before, right? And I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "Yeah, you said something about him a few months ago, and I went and watched the videos of him riding and stuff." And he goes, "So I'm already following him." And as soon as he went to 2 wheels down, I went in and switched over to that, and I'm following him already. And so he was at the this place called Cafe Racer coffee shop, and that just opened up today. And there's a bunch of freaking riders and stuff over there. They're doing the grand opening this weekend and stuff.
Nice.
And it was really cool. They had I don't know if I'm trying to think what the name of the damn shop is in Temecula, but the Rust, it's on Netflix. It's like the Rust to Riches guys.
Mm-hmm.
The owner is friends with the owner of the coffee shop. So he came out there with some other people and stuff like that, gave away a bunch of free shirts and shit like that. I didn't know about it because my brother is an asshole and doesn't tell me about this shit until I come by. I just happened to drive by it, and he was standing outside this afternoon. Oh yeah, they just left. I'm like, well, why didn't you fucking call me when they were here? I didn't think about it. It's like, yeah, you never do. But
I'm really happy this week. There's been a lot of growth. The channel's been growing nicely ever since I rebranded. I even got one of the biggest motovloggers on YouTube that subscribed to my channel this week, and I was like really surprised. So it was like awesome.
Yeah, so he like my brother belongs to a bunch of freaking like clubs and all sort of shit, and they do all these rides. He goes, he's all into the tracking his rides and shit. So he'll go on like these freaking 300-mile rides just because he feels like doing it on a Saturday, and then he tracks it all out. And there's in California. Well, you know about this stuff. Well, a lot of places in the States and also in Canada, there's these routes that are planned out.
Yeah,
these routes that people have gone on to see specific things, and they plan out these routes, these big circles or loops.
You got to take pictures next to it and get a timestamp and everything, and then
So he's all into that geocache. It's kind of like geocaching or whatever. But these routes and freaking trails that sometimes, like, he has an adventure bike. So some of the ones he does is he has an adventure bike also, along with a bagger, along with freaking 2 cafe racers, and he's rebuilding a early 80s Suzuki as a cafe racer for his wife.
Nice.
He has to rebuild the engine because he pulled it apart and there's a hole in the piston. So, but he bought it for like $500 freaking dollars, so it's not like he's losing it. It's not like it's hurting him.
Dude, you have like seriously the best soft lens picture quality on YouTube. Do you not think so, Kilko? Do you think Stanley's got like some really nice, like for a live video feed? It's like really like high quality. Like, what kind of camera are you using? Is it your phone?
No, my phone's almost that, but my phone doesn't blur out the background because it doesn't have the right f-stop. It doesn't go to that. It doesn't go that low. But this is a Canon M50, and then I
said it has to be something pro because it was like that's a really like the soft lighting coming in and everything. It's like it looks like TV. Fuck, it's
well,
really
yeah.
nice.
Like right now, it's freaking still daylight outside, so I have like a little bit of coming through the shades over here, but I only have one umbrella light over here, and then like I said, I just have a Canon M50, which is
It's just nice because it's not oversaturated like all other cameras. Like when we do lives, like like it's nice. It's
yeah. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Let's see. There you go. Will Henderson said it. It's like Val Kilmer is Doc Holliday. That's his facial hair.
Yeah.
He'll be your Huckleberry. Freaking old Kilko. But yeah, so Swami, since you're the second person to jump on, I'm going to ask you to pick a letter between A and H.
Okay. G.
Okay, and then I'm going to ask you to pick 1 through 4.
1 through 2.
So F2 and G2. Hey, I guess I'll be finishing off the ASW Fiddler that Hendo sent me. It's Georgia Heartwood pick ASW Fiddler. And I had saved one more drink, so therefore I got one more drink. So that's off the board. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing freaking sample kills. So freaking, I figure I've got, like I said, A through H, 4 deep. So 36 bottles, 36 samples. Plus, I still have some off to the side that I didn't put in the mix. Like I got to look up the. So there's two bottles here, which were supposed to be. Oh, they are marked 1 and 2. VA Bourbon Review sent me some surprise samples, and I can't remember what number 1 or number 2 is. So I'll have to try those separately and then kind of blind it myself. But so What's going? Oh, damn it! I gotta remember not to keep on going in and out, moving a lot. Not to just set that freaking take the son of a bitch. I'll come back in a minute. So what's going on? What's going on with the channel now? I know that you got some videos up. And
my wife put up a video last week that did really, really well. It's about to hit 500 views, and it got like over 30 likes. And it was her first video ever, so I'm really proud of her. Her finding her helmet that she wants. So really well done. I got my video coming out every Sunday now. I do one video per week because I don't want to burn out. In the summertime, I might move back to 2, but I just want to do one video per week for the moment. Tomorrow, I got top 5 dream garage motorcycles that I would own if I had all the money in the world and whatever the fuck I wanted to buy. Yeah. So that video's coming out tomorrow, and it'll be up at 1:30 in the afternoon Eastern Standard Time for anyone who wants to see it. And if you want to see my wife and her picking out her helmet, go check out the videos already up. So
today I saw a motorcycle. I'm not really huge on motorcycles. I mean, I at some point in time, I'm sure that I wouldn't mind learning how to ride one and getting back, do something like that, something just real cheap or whatever, just to have something to do with my brother every once in a while. But I saw a fucking gorgeous fucking bike today. It's a BMW 1800 RS or RX. Mm-hmm. It's holy shit. That is like one of the best looking bikes I've seen in a really long time. You can tell it's a newer bike, but it has like that old school BMW kind of look to it. And holy shit, if I really, really liked motorcycles and had $28,000, then maybe I'd get one of them. But I saw it today. And I was like, holy shit. And then my brother's like, oh yeah, it's the owner of the coffee shop. That's his bike. And he's like, oh, and it's it's not his bike. It's on loan to him from a BMW dealership. And, my brother's like, oh yeah, I've read that thing like 2 or 3 times already. I'm like, fuck, Jesus, man. He's like, it's freaking awesome.
Nice. So what's the best new whiskey channel that's come out this week?
The best new whiskey channel?
Yeah, because I know you know all the channels that come out. So
this week, these last few weeks I've kind of fallen off the wagon because I've been trying to do interviews and all this other stuff. Shoot, I'm trying to think who I looked at.
You should start doing like. I was talking last night on Whiscore with some people, and I was telling them, like, I was going to do it, but I ended up not doing it because I quit kind of the whiskey community kind of style thing, but I still know everybody. But you should become a reviewer of whiskey review channels. You should review whiskey review channels and grade them. That's what you should do.
Oh, yeah.
That should be your thing, Mashbill, because you don't really review whiskey, so you should do that.
Well, I mean, okay, well,
because like you watch everybody, so like to me that would be like the perfect because people should have a grade of who's the most trustworthy, who are the best, why you watch this channel, why should you watch that channel. That would be like instead of being like the rest of us, we're kind of just like, oh, he's awesome, we go by friendship, But like if a professional did it just fair, not being an asshole about it, but rated whiskey channels on relevancy, on what they review, on like why you should watch them, things like that.
Well, I mean, because when I do the shout outs video, I just give like a really quick explanation of what the channels are, the people that are shouting out or whatever. But and I like different channels for different reasons. I think that I think there's channels that people need to be warned ahead of time because they could be if they catch them in the wrong part of a live. It could be like really turn them off to that person or that channel, not knowing that they have other content outside the lives. It's actually very informative.
You could do categories. So you could do like comedic channels, serious educational channels, things
and
like that.
What channels sucks? What channels suck like shook? Yeah, I could do that one too.
Yeah. Totally. If you want to be mean about it, but you don't have to do it. You could just be like,
I'm never going to be mean to anybody but Dan Shook.
Yeah. Who's Dan Shook? What's a Dan Shook?
Bourbon Junkies, Dan.
Oh, okay. You don't like junkies anymore? What happened to junkies?
Oh, no, I love the junkies. I love, it's just that I've decided to be a thorn in Dan's side because he's always talking shit to everybody. And then, then people start giving him shit. He starts freaking moving around this chair.
You know who Dan looks like? Like, honestly, you ever watch The Simpsons? You ever watch The Simpsons when they show Homer Simpson when he's a teenager in high school? He
I
looks
thought.
exactly like Homer as a teenager in high school. That's who Dan looks like.
Do you know? Okay, so do you know who I think he looks like? Hey, do you know who the alien conspiracy guy is?
No.
So if you go on the History Channel and you look up alien conspiracies, there's this guy that's got his hair all freaking like all out of whack, and he's always like freaking got this weird look on his face, kind of like the way that Shook does when he freaking tastes something he doesn't like or whatever. And it's hilarious because every time I see the picture, I'm like, oh, it freaking looks like Shook.
Oh, put up because you can do a share. Put up a picture of Homer as a teenager, and then put up Dan right next to it. You'll see.
I will. I can't. I have to look that up here in a minute.
You'll see it. You'll see. I'm totally like, it's him.
Let's see. Homer Simpson, teenager. I don't even have to put up Dan Shook's freaking picture. All right. Let me get.
Kilko, what's been up with your channel? What's the last thing you reviewed, bro?
The most recent thing I did was, obligatory Irish stuff because that's what you do if you're a whiskey tuber, I guess. But I did one for
you could be like Jesus Christ, Andrew. I don't remember his channel's name. I haven't watched him in so long. From Canada, Andrew. What's Andrew's freaking name?
Words are hard.
Anyway, fuck it. I'm too tired to remember.
I know the feeling.
Yeah.
I was just saying, I did an Irish whiskey review for like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday. I did Redbreast 12 on Wednesday because St. Patrick's Day. And I think I did a stream that day too because obligatory St. Patrick's Day stream.
There you go. See? Yeah, man.
And he even has an S on his sweater. That is freaking Dan Shook. Holy shit. Or actually, this could be Dan
love
Shook.
you, Marge.
This could be Dan Shook too, right here.
Space guy. Oh, here. No, he's too cool to be Dan.
Yeah, but that's actually pretty cool. That's
Shaboopy.
Shaboopy. So yeah, so that's freaking funny. Thank you for bringing that up. Now I have more fuel to add to the fire. Like the whole thing is that like I do want to. That is a good idea. I kind of do a little bit of that, but like I need to figure out some categories of. Some people are better at explaining scotches. Like truthfully, okay, if I was to pick one person that across the board, whiskeys, scotches, Japanese, whole 9 yards, that has content about all of them, that's probably the best person to go to, just for content in general and who he talks to and everything else. It's Matt, the Whiskey Crusaders. Now I know
Matt's good. I agree. Matt's really good. I would say Matt is actually
Whiskey Whistle. You like Whiskey Whistle? He's really freaking good too.
Yeah, Mark Whiskey Whistle's good too.
But I think that
but Mark's more on the educational background. Right. It's not. I wouldn't consider Mark the funny guy. Like when Mark tries to be funny, it's almost awkward. It's like, but educationally, Mark is the man.
Yeah, but the Whiskey Crusaders, Matt and them, they're freaking great. They have a good show. They're not like really super like trying to be funny and all this other stuff. And Matt has like the most giant collection in the fucking world. Yep. Somebody says he's like upwards of like 1,200 bottles, and he has the whole line, like literally the whole line of Glendula that he brought out the other day. Freaking like scotches and Irishes and everything else. He's just got so much stuff.
He's got a house full of whiskey. A house full of whiskey.
Food Quig is the guy I was thinking about. I know it was Andrew. That's why I fucking forgot. But Food Quig, he doesn't care if it's St. Patty's Day. Food Quig buys his whiskeys and he reviews them from date of buying them. He doesn't give a fuck about trends. He doesn't care about everyone's reviewing this whiskey because it's hype right now. He doesn't care. He just reviews what he wants to review, man. And the guy's 11,000 subs, so he does.
Apparently, I need to do what's the other thing that's been popular? The only 5 whiskeys you need, or something like that.
Okay,
from Reddit.
Okay, so that's something I brought up a few weeks ago on one of my lives. Was that now everybody's okay? If you want to do that, okay, everybody, if you want to do that video and you want to put it up on YouTube because you can't think of something else to do for content, hey, that's your own business. But one of the things I hate in the world in general is remakes of movies that are only like 8 or 9 years old because they can't come up with a new freaking idea.
That's every movie that's come out in the past 5 years, but yeah.
But what I'm saying is, freaking, oh wait, we need to redo freaking. I mean,
every movie that's not a superhero movie that's come out in the last 5 years, yeah.
Well, now I just saw this thing saying that they're talking about redoing freaking Boys in the Hood. Why?
Sweet. Make them white this time, though.
But I mean, there's movies that the remakes have been okay. Some of them are actually better than the originals. But until
they should remake what's the old Judgment Night.
Oh, okay. Now nobody. I wonder if anybody realizes how really bad that movie was. The soundtrack is awesome, but freaking Emilio Estevez is like literally it's his worst movie he ever freaking made.
I love that movie. Dennis Leary was awesome.
Yeah. Well, Dennis Leary was also awesome in Demolition Man too.
The only thing I got twitchy about when even they were hinting about remake was The Princess Bride. And like me and the whole internet was just like, don't touch that. Don't touch my childhood. Stay away.
I agree with that. But the one that I really don't want to see remade, because they're going to fucking gentrify and fucking SJW the shit out of that movie. It's going to be Scarface. And I know they're already starting to talk about remaking it for a while. I think they actually even wrote the script for it. It's going to suck so fucking hard. I know it. I don't want to see Scarface redone. I like Scarface and its cheesiness and the way De Palma made it in the fucking 80s, and it should stay that way. Fuck.
Well, I think
about
that
movies, just the time they were made.
Yeah, and the thing is that I think that some of these movies, instead of remaking them, there's other books that are in the so the Godfather books. There's more than 3.
Yeah.
So there's no reason they couldn't just continue on to the next generation of the Godfather and do some of that. There's a reason why.
It's the same thing I say about superhero movies. Instead of recasting the superhero, making them a female or making them a minority, there are already a lot of female and minority superheroes. Make them into movies instead of recasting and changing them. Just make the other ones.
Yeah, and then the other thing is too is that like I said with the superhero thing, there's no whether you're a freaking superhero movie fan or not, there's no way the DC movies recover. Those other movies were so fucking bad.
Did you guys watch?
Other than Wonder Woman,
I know Kyoko. I know Kyoko watched the Snyder Cut. Did you watch it? The 4 hours?
No.
No, I watched it. It was actually all right. This is what I'm gonna say. It was fucking long. It's 4 hours. Was it better than Josh Whedon? Hell yeah. It destroyed Josh Whedon's freaking movie.
I had heard good things about it, but I hadn't watched it. I haven't watched most of the DC stuff, I think.
It wasn't good. Like, the problem with DC, especially Snyder is so good at filming scenes, like fight scenes and cinematic visuals, but he's so horrible at storytelling. And that's his problem. He fucking sucks at storytelling. Snyder can't do storytelling to save his life. And the other problem with Snyder is the dong shots. He really, really is in love with the male form, and that's fine. But it's like nonstop, like close-ups on shirtless men and dong and stuff. And I'm like, all right, dude, I get it. You like dong, you like chest, but like, do we have to see every character for 5 minutes with their shirt off, like oiled up and stuff? Like, I'm like, I get it. You like the male physique.
Here's one for you. Barn Door puts let's see them remake Blazing Saddles.
I love that. I watched it 2 weeks ago, actually. I rewatched it for like the 18th time 2 weeks ago, and I was still laughing my ass off. And my wife was like, God, this thing would never, ever be able to fucking hit TV today.
Well, here's the thing, too, right? Okay, so if you think about it, how many Mel Brooks movies could you remake today? Freaking maybe Spaceballs, you could get away with it. But still, there's a lot of innuendo and freaking stuff in there, race stuff in there that people pick up on when they see it the second or third time. Freaking High Anxiety, no fucking way. Young Frankenstein, maybe. Because
what's the one with Springtime in Germany? That song where he sings like it's springtime again in Germany.
I should know that.
Replace
They're the
Hitler.
producers?
Yeah, it's the producers. Yeah,
Yeah, producers.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
You know, you could never get away. You can't get
They
away.
did
with
remake that one too. Now I remember that. It's like, wait. That
Well,
was
here's
pretty
the
good,
thing,
too.
right?
Scarface is actually a remake of a 1950s movie.
Right.
So it's already been remade, so it doesn't need to be remade again. So
Well, think about it this way: the movies that were put up for like Academy Awards, say 10 plus years ago, they couldn't be remade today because people would have a fucking shit fit. Inglorious Bastards. There's no way that movie ever gets remade.
Why not? It'll be fine to be remade. They show Nazis in a bad light. It's not like they're making them look good. They actually show them in a bad light. So there's nothing. I don't think the SJW crowd would be angry about it. It's not the violence. They just don't want any messages that they don't like in movies. Like everything has to be like, whatever messaging and bullshit.
Yeah, well, I don't want to. We shouldn't probably get into politics and such.
Yeah, we disagree completely on politics. I know that.
So, but I still love you, brother.
I don't mind you. You're all right. I like Kilko a lot, though. He's awesome.
Clearly, you don't know me there very well, so
everybody loves Kilko.
Yeah, I've watched your videos, Kilko. I've even came into your live, and you're always like, oh, Swami's here, and then you just go back and do your thing. I've joined your live a few times.
Well, it's just okay. So he had brought up earlier Princess Bride being remade.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, could you get away with remaking it? Well, technically yes, because freaking Billy Crystal is still alive. Most of the people that were in that original movie are still alive and can play the characters they played because they were playing like these old ass characters. Carol Kane and freaking Billy Crystal will still be the same characters. Freaking Cary Elwes, he looks older, and so does Robin. Robin Wright or whatever. They look older, but you could put something there. But you can't replace. You cannot replace Andre the Giant.
And and if they do it, they have to have Fred Savage play the grandson again, but like today. And he's got to be in the bed, and it's going to be like.
But there's no. I mean, you could get like say the Giant or what do you call it, Paul White from freaking WWE. He's the closest thing to the Andre the Giant, but it wouldn't be the same because only one person can say, "Does anybody want a peanut?"
Well, yeah. There are rocks ahead. If they are, we will be dead.
But
classic stuff right there.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing too is that that's the thing that's missing.
Inconceivable.
Yeah, there's no like quote unquote slapstick anymore, like that type of a comedy where the Blazing Saddles, the freaking Princess Bride, the holy crap, Men with Tights. Men with Tights is freaking one of my favorite movies.
Men with Tights was the one I didn't like. I thought that was a little over the top and like that's when I was getting too old for the slapstick. I was like, eh. There was one I watched a couple of weeks ago that I remember I liked as a kid, but then I rewatched it and it was horrible. Big Trouble with Chevy Chase, and it's like one of John Candy's last movies with Chevy Chase is in it and Dan Aykroyd, and they're like Chevy Chase and Demi Moore get to a weird house, and it's like there's a judge there and everyone's like a mutant. Digital Underground is in the movie at one point. It's like
okay,
and I don't know. I watched it like it was like 2 weeks ago. I remember I loved that movie as a kid, and I saw it, and I was like, that did not age well at all.
There's truthfully, if you think about it, other than Vacation, the Vacation movies, not a whole lot of Chevy Chase movies. I mean, I'm sorry, in Caddyshack.
Yeah.
And if anybody noticed, that's what the thumbnail for this was from freaking Chevy Chase in the bar blowing smoke through his freaking teeth, trying to pick up on that blonde chick from Caddyshack. But not a whole lot of his other movies, like Fletch. If you watch Fletch, it's not really that good anymore.
I watched one that was so horrible. Even when I was a kid, I remember it was bad. Ski School or something like that. It was on Tubi, and I was like, God damn! It's like that. That's what you could call sexual harassment, like date rape. It's like when they're like the guys are like watching women through the peephole in the shower and shit, and you're like, God damn, that's so illegal today. Those guys would be like fucking arrested in like 5 seconds. Like
there was another
jokingly tearing off women's bras as they're walking away, and their tits flopping out. And you'd be like, yeah, that's jail time. That's like 2 years right there, buddy.
I'm trying to think. Oh, that's what it's called. Modern Problems with Chevy Chase.
Modern Brawl. Never saw it.
It's the one where it has like if anybody remembers an old show called Give Me a Break.
Give me a break. Yeah, with Del Reese, I think. What was her name?
Not Della Reese, but the other one, but the other
the other large lady that played the nanny in every show in the 80s.
But there's a scene in there where she's playing like a voodoo queen thing because he's possessed. And then she puts down that white line on the ground around the bed, and he goes down and he snorts the whole thing and then comes up and goes.
I'll find out who it is. Babe, who was in Give Me a Break? Who started Give Me a Which one? No, but who's the nanny in Give Me a Break?
Nell Carter.
Nell Carter. All right, yeah. So it's Joey Lawrence and Nell Carter.
Yeah, but if you think about how many bad movies he's been in, like Memoirs of an Invisible Man, Your Vacation sucked, Caddyshack 2 sucked. Seems Like Old Times. Yeah, there's Deal of the Century. That's another one with Gregory Hines. They're trying to sell freaking a really, really bad freaking military plane.
Gentlemen, I think I'm going to bounce off here, and I actually have food to eat, which I've been waiting off to do. I'll still be in chat, though.
Okay. I'll talk. Thanks for stopping by, Brian. Think about what we talked about earlier, and then I'll talk to you. I'll be on one of your. I'll probably drop in on one of your lives, your thousands of lives this week. So
everyone subscribe to Kilco and get him to 1,000 subscribers. He doesn't want to work a job anymore. He wants to stay home and be a professional YouTuber.
It's not I want to work. I've been out of work for 10 years, so it's not really a choice.
You have to help him now before he has to make an OnlyFans page, because it's like,
who says I don't have one already? All right, I'll catch you guys later.
Send me the link.
No.
I want pictures.
Yeah. So
everything's frozen now.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks Brian for dropping by. I'm glad freaking that he decided to jump on, because he emailed me earlier or texted me earlier. And
is everything frozen on your end too?
All
right, so it's just me. All right.
Still frozen?
Yeah, I'll drop in and drop out. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Frozen.
All right.
That's weird. I'm still here, right?
Yeah, still here. Now you're frozen.
That's weird.
All right, so the other day for old St. Patty's Day, I had said that Saturday I would try these chips. Yeah, thanks a lot, friggin' Kilco. I'm sorry. We'll talk again soon. Hey, what's up, Tito? So the other night I talked about these chips that I got, and then I would try them on this live. Guinness, naturally flavored. They combine the expertise and craftsmanship of Guinness and Burt's Chips. So I said I'd try this. I am not a fan of Guinness whatsoever. Here is a fan of Guinness right here. There he is. So I'm not a fan of Guinness whatsoever, but these chips were at the Bevmo, and so I went ahead and grabbed a bag. I'm gonna give them a try. It's not gonna change my mind on Guinness. I'm not a stout guy. Maybe at some point in time I might be, but I'm not. Like I said, I'm not really into a whole lot of beers anymore because of my diabetes, and also because every beer I want to try is some sort of chocolate or raspberry. I've got a raspberry freaking. I think it was a raspberry IPA or whatever in the refrigerator that's been sitting there for like 3 weeks that I've been sitting there. But the literal sugar content of it is something that I need to prepare for.
Well, isn't whiskey higher in sugar content than beer?
Nope.
Seriously? It's hard liquor.
Nope.
Are you sure about that?
Absolutely, positively sure.
Okay, because I know whiskey has a high sugar content.
Well, Canadian whiskey might, because it's freaking it's actually freaking maple syrup that they freaking say is whiskey. But No, I even checked with doctor. I went online and looked because somebody was telling me that it was better for me to drink whiskey than beer. I was like, okay, whatever. Now, when it comes, depending on what kinds of like vodkas and various other things, with if it's potato vodka, it's going to be a little bit different because it's going to break down in your body different.
Because rum would definitely not be good for you though. Rum is
rum's one of those ones that they told me I could have every once in a while, but don't make that my life of drinking. So that's when I kind of went over to drinking whiskeys again and stuff.
I got really lucky. I got really lucky in my family. It's such a history of diabetes. I'm like the only one that didn't get it.
So the my thing is right now is that I when I go find a beer that I really like, I only drink it like I'll get a 6-pack and it'll take literally a month and a half to I'll drink like one a week, just because I like the taste of a beer, but I don't want to get to the point where, because I can drink 6 beers and it doesn't fucking affect me, but I just drink it because I love the fucking taste of it. So, like this Smithwick's Red Ale, Irish Red Ale.
I like Smithwick's, I like Red Ale, but this is the one I usually drink. So,
but I never had it before.
Well, this is from Quebec. It's Laboreal.
So I never had this Smithwick's before until the other night. And holy shit, this fucking stuff's good.
Yeah.
So, and then it's what I got it for like $8.99, I think it was, for a 6-pack. When my favorite beer, which is called Franziskaner, that's a German beer. It's freaking it's $10.99 a 6-pack. So I found another beer that I like that's not freaking Leinenkugels or freaking Pacifico that I can go get. It's got an interesting flavor, but I don't think I've had Guinness before. It doesn't really have a.
Well, I don't like Guinness that much. I drink it because if I don't have time to go to the store and get a good stout, I'll get a Guinness because I like stout. But Guinness and Murphy's to me are meh. They're in a pinch stouts if I didn't have the time to go get actual good stout. So.
Yeah, not that bad.
They're whatever. They don't really have any flavor either way. They're very watered down stout. There's not very heavy espresso notes on it. It's just a nitro stout.
Okay, so on to my next pour for this. Got about 20 minutes ish.
Well, I'm gonna take off. I just wanted to say, hey Stanley, and I'm glad you're doing well. And you look really happy compared to the last time I was on.
Yeah, I am actually. I appreciate it.
Excellent. And thanks for letting me on and hang out with you, bro. I'm gonna go hang with the wifey.
All right, thanks a lot, man.
No problem. Have a good one.
Go Sens. Go Sens. All right, so time for a third pour. I'm going to reach out to, let's see, some of the people that have been here since the beginning. Sugar Kitty. It's Sugar Kitty's turn. Okay, Sugar Kitty. F2 and G2 are gone. Okay, and you know what? Will Henderson said it earlier, and it's a really good idea. I think I'm going to come up with. Yep, I think I'm going to end up coming up with a whiskey bingo thing. You know what? Actually, that's now going to be my newest, latest, and greatest idea. Or not my idea. It's Hendo. So if Hendo wants it, he can have it. But I'm going to put together bingo, like a bingo card or whatever, for me and somebody else. And then we will do samples, people calling out the numbers. It'll be like a shit show where it'll be maybe a few people. And I'll get it figured out, the diagnostics of it and everything else. But some sort of like bingo where it's like it's all high, whatever. I'll figure out a game where we can do a bingo thing. But Sugar Kitty, I need you to pick a letter between A and H. And I also need to pick a number between 1 and 4. And that will be my next pour. Hey, Richie Z, what's going on, buddy? You know, these freaking Guinness chips actually aren't pretty bad. Aren't pretty good. They're not bad. They're pretty good. Look at that thing. But it doesn't have that freaking nasty stout freaking taste to them, though. No, that's not a bad idea, John Tron, but unfortunately, there's a lot of 100s, 94s, 107s, 114s. But I'll figure out some like bingo cards or something like that. So, let's see. Still waiting, Sugar Kitty. Come on, Sugar Kitty. A through H, 1 through 4, if you're still here. If not, I move on to somebody else. Well, then you know what? I guess it's time to move on to the next person. I'm going to go with the second person that was in the chat tonight. I'm going to go with Mr. Whiskey Shits. A through H, 1 through 4. B3. B3. Okay, this one's from HBR, which is really cool because he's getting ready to come on behind me here. This is the last half of a Knob Creek 15-year store pick from Empire Liquor, 120 proof, which is interesting because Mr. Whiskey Shits is in the process of getting a hold of a 12-year to me, which is 100 proof, which is going to be really cool. And that one I will do. I will not crack until I make sure Mr. Whiskey Shits is live with me whenever it gets to me. And I am working on getting you that those other things taken care of. I think it'll be a little bit sooner than later on that one, Adam. All right, so we got Knob Creek 15. That's off the board. So I just knocked out 2 freaking samples that are killed. I still have half of a J-Mag. All right, so. Oh, okay. Dude, like I said, I told you the other night, you send it when you send it. I'm not sweating it because I owe you for doing that for me. So I'm going to bring, so there's something I want to bring up. My brother, Marty, who's not here, is not in here tonight, obviously, I guess. He likes to do the Instagram thing, not necessarily to come over here. If Nashville could hold a job like he does his liquor, he would have a nickel to his name. That's funny. That's what's funny too, is that right? Freaking the other night, I drank all that freaking Irish. I got up and walked away. I mean, I drank what? Freaking 9 different 2-ounce samples and drank freaking 2 beers. And I was all right, which is really, I mean, it's also because I'm a fat ass, so freaking it metabolizes slightly different from me. But so my brother Marty, Wagman02 on freaking Instagram, if you ever see him in my chats, he wanted to be involved. He knew you guys actually knew what was going on before he did with me. But before he even found out anything about all that stuff where the problems I was going through and the job thing and everything else, he decided, because he'd been watching me on Instagram on my lives, that he wanted to be part of that world with me. He does not drink at all. Well, I'm not going to say he doesn't drink at all, because every once in a while he'll drink like a hard lemonade or some shit like that, or a hard like a twisted tea or some shit, which isn't really drinking, but whatever. To each his own. Like every once in a while. But in general, he doesn't drink. And then actually nobody in my family except for me does. In my brothers and sisters. Now, but so he decided to go about it on his own. Instead of asking me how to do it, he went to High West Distillery online and he bought me a double rye. Now, it was sent to me from SoCal Wine and Spirits, which has a relationship with High West to distribute here in California for them if they have the stuff in stock. If not, then High West will, ship it directly or find somebody else to ship it for them. So he went ahead and just got me a regular old everyday double rye, which is fine. I mean, freaking, I love that shit. So I was sitting there freaked out because they're saying, oh, they tried to make a delivery and you weren't there to sign for it and blah, 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 and all that shit. I'm like, well, I wasn't expecting any freaking deliveries. And after finding out, going through trying to figure out who was trying to send me some shit, find out it was my brother. So I did get, and Marty, if you do see this in the replay or whatever, and I did text you back, I did receive it, but I'm not opening it until after the background check, piss test, when I officially have a job, when it's actually official, that I have a start date, that's what's going to happen. Boom, boom, boom. I have things that are awesome that I could do for celebratory pours. I have shit that's sent to me from freaking the likes. Like freaking, what do I have here? Well, Blanton's Gold, I can't count that. An Old Carter American Batch 4. Okay. I have freaking, what's the other one that I have? I got something else here too. Old Carter Rye Batch 5. Okay. There's a lot of really cool things I could pop open as my celebratory pour. But because my brother decided he wanted to be part of this part of my life in the whiskey community, went out of his way without even asking me if I liked it or anything else, bought me a bottle and had it sent to me without me knowing as a surprise, not even knowing what my situation was with job and money and everything else. The last time he talked to me a few months ago, everything was good. So, or a month ago or whatever, everything was good. So that means a shitload to me. So my celebratory pop is going to be weird to some people because it's going to be a High West double rye that my brother bought me. So, all right. So that's that story. So if there's any, so let me go ahead and knock this out and then I'll get one more pour off this live stream before we move over to Hot Buttery Rolls. And then, since I'm not drinking tomorrow, I think I might throw it out there to some other people for some, maybe some other bottle kill shit. If HBR, if you're in here, which I don't think you are, sometimes you drop in right before you go live. If you're lurking and you're not saying anything, okay, just a second, Ben. I'll get to that. If you are here or you see this before you guys go live, I will be hitting you up to give me a letter and a number for my next drink. And if there's anybody in the chat that wants to, and I'm not asking for them. Now, remember this. I'm not asking for this. But if you want to send me any samples or a blind flight to fuck with me or whatever, whether it's shit, whether it's freaking awesome, whatever, I don't care. Okay. I don't have a great palate. I need to get my palate going. So shit whiskey is just as good as good whiskey because I need to learn, the proofs and everything else. If you have a flight you want to send to me and to somebody else, I don't care who it is. Drums and Drams, freaking Dusty Dan's. I would really want somebody to send me and Hendo a blind flight and make Hendo do a blind flight since he's so fucking evil with his. Or Linux Cat or whoever. If somebody, Trev, we talked the other day and it looks like he's going to send me some Makers stuff, try to convince me that Makers is good. So that's what yeah. So if somebody wants to send me any kind of flight, I don't care what the whiskey is, whether, like I said, whether it's freaking 90 proof, 145, 130 something proof, whether it's shit, piss water, or whatever. Don't send me fucking Malort, because there will be revenge had. I guess I don't want freaking Jeremiah, whatever the fuck that was that, or not say Jeremiah, what was it? I'm trying to think what it was that Trev was freaking bitching about last night. But whatever the situation is, if y'all want to freaking, if someone wants to send me any samples, in the About tab, there is an address. There's also an email. If you want to, if you just want to email me for me to tell you the exact same address that's in my freaking About section, just to let you know that address is for a box at a storage facility, so that there's no chance somebody steals some shit off my freaking porch, and for some reason there's less chance there's going to be damage to hell if they walk into a place and set it on a counter than it is to throw it up the stairs at my freaking front door. So if you want to send anything to me at all, like if Emily Chambers wants to send me some really cool freaking what do you call it? What she sent to Jason the other day, freaking some stuff to help me with my tasting stuff or anything else. Also, if anybody knows about nosing kits or anything else, or they have like a nosing kit or some idea of how to make one personally, if you can give me the details and stuff like that in my email, and it's themashbill.live@gmail.com, I would really freaking appreciate it, because I really do want to get better at this. I don't want to be Jason. I'm never going to be freaking Matt Porter. I'm never going to be freaking Jason Calori and everything else. But I'd like to actually get a little bit more out of it than, wait a second, what's this? Oh, it smells like bourbon. And does it taste like it? Does it taste like it? Does it taste like it? I'm pretty sure it does, because it's freaking Knob Creek. Clayton James, that's the one that was he was complaining about last night. Thank you very much. But so I've been hearing a lot of really good shit about Clyde Mays. My friend, the Bourbon Jeeper, just did an interview with the distiller over there, or I'm sorry, with the quote unquote the owner of Clayton James. Clyde Mays. He's CJ, I believe it's CJ Mays, CJ Mays, Clyde James Mays, or whatever it is. His grandfather or great grandfather was the one that started Clyde Mays in Alabama there. But I've heard a lot of good stuff. So if anybody hasn't Nashville moose, I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to mooch anything. I'm willing to trade. I'm willing to trade samples too. I mean, if anybody wants to call me out, I'll freaking make a list of everything I got and I'll straight trade. That's fine with me. I don't have a problem with that. At all. And Coed, you're fucking hilarious, by the way. But however that works out. If you want to send something cool, I'm not going to tell anybody not to. I just know that some people have reached out to ask me if they could send me samples. Most of them are from Instagram, but only because being on They Call Me Dalton and with Renee. See, I'm trying to think what her name is right off the top of my head. She's on the ABV network, the Bourbon Show. She's one of the hosts of the Bourbon Show. She was on They Call Me Dalton the other night and had a discussion with her and everything else. Damn it, this is pissing me off. But her and They Call Me Dalton, and I have friends that when we meet up, they tend to hand me freaking handfuls of samples or bags of samples that either they can't get rid of or not say get rid of, that they have that they're not going to get to, and they know that I might like and stuff like that. And that's like a normal thing. So let's see. I've got exactly 5 minutes before hot butter rolls. So let's go with one more. Hey, Mr. Whiskey, since you've done more than enough for me, you don't need to put anything else together for me. That's fine. I mean, I'm not, like I said, it's not that big a deal. If somebody sends me something cool, if not. But Bourbon, since you asked the question, and I don't want to piss off anybody else anyway, but since you asked the question because you got here late, I'm gonna let you do two things. I'm gonna do two things. I'm gonna answer your question, and I need you to pick a letter between A and H, and a number between 1 and 3. But B3, F2, and G2 are all gone. They're off the board. So if you could pick a letter between A and H and 1 through 3 or 1 through 4, then that'll be my last drink for this stream. Yeah, at least I'm from Southern California, like you there, Mr. Cohen. Speaking of, when's the last time you went over to K&H? Can you believe all the shit they've come out with in this last week? Holy crap, man. I'm telling you, if you're not freaking trying to order something from K&H or get something from K&H to get somebody to freaking hand deliver it to you, you're way freaking behind. H4, you're going to go to the last one. Holy shit. This is the one I was hoping nobody picked because I kind of been holding on to it for a while and I'm just trying to wait for it. I was trying to wait for it, but you went ahead and picked the very last one. Why would I know that you'd pick the last letter with the last number? This is a Widow Jane 15-year-old 2020 batch 1. Okay, cool. So Adam, if you want to do that, then the only thing I'd ask of you is if you come up, it doesn't have to be themed or anything else, but when you make up the key, if there's anything you want to do to it, like if there's a theme to it, blah, blah, whatever, I'd appreciate it because it'd be something to work on, for me to work on. Okay. And then let's see, I've got it not cracked yet. 6 more bottles. So you got 6 more. What the hell, Colt? I was a candle today. Okay. Spill the beans. Spill the fucking beans, Cohen. What'd you pick up? Let me guess. I'm gonna take a wild guess. At least one of them was A121 freaking Elijah Craig. Hopefully, I'm hoping. I don't know if you're a Scotch person, so I can't really go that way. But I'm hoping that you got at least one Doc Swenson's out of whatever you got. But go ahead and give me some numbers. Yep. Widow Jane the Vaults, 15, 2020 batch 1. So you have one of these, one of the Widow Jane Vaults batch 1s? It's a little, it was all rum. So you got, so you did the Foursquare, the Foursquare that they posted the other day? Yeah, Ruben, go ahead and do that. Hey, if Ruben, just a heads up, I'm still down the hill in Calamasa. Didn't make it up to the desert. If you're going to Corona tomorrow, please DM me on IG or message me, which now Facebook and Instagram Messenger overlap, so you should be able to direct message me. Please do that if you're going to be down in Corona tomorrow, and we can meet up and take care of get you. I really want to get you that Yippee-ki-yay really bad, sir. I really do. So let's go ahead and get that taken care of. Whew. Still getting air into it. It's still a little burny on the nose. But it's not bad. It's getting a little bit better. Oh, that's a hot ass meatball right there. But it's good. Yeah, that's one of those ones I'm going to have to start. The next time I do this, I'm going to have to work up to through. I mean, this is only my, third pour, fourth pour? And pretty much everything's, well, not everything. See what? The Joseph Magnus was 100. ASW, I want to say, I can't remember what that was. It doesn't have it on here. Hendo doesn't like to put proofs. And then the 15-year was 120. I want to think, hey, Bourbon, what was the Widow Jane proof? Oh, sorry, maybe, yeah, I didn't put the proof on here. What was that Widow Jane 150 batch proof? See, Hampton Estates, Transcontinental. Oh, so you got all cast strength rums. All righty then. I still have that one to try that was sent to me. I believe it was from Cohen. That Bruno Mars cacao freaking one. Okay, I'll check that out as soon as I'm done with Adam. I'll check those. I'll check that email out, and I'll drool over it, like normal. Let's see. Wally's has Trace, Rare, and Maker's picks this week, and I passed. Well, I mean, I'm sorry, anybody that likes Buffalo Trace, but Buffalo Trace picks are all right. But I'm not going to say they're freaking top of my list. I mean, I got a couple Liquorama and Liquor Mart and everything else. That's all right, but I'm not a big regular Buffalo Trace fan. I'm a fan of some of the Buffalo Trace products, but not necessarily Buffalo Trace itself. But yeah, and HBR is going live right now. So I guess that'll be it for this this fine freaking institution. Everybody go ahead and jump over to Hot Button Rolls. Tell them that I sent you. I appreciate every single one of you. I love every single one of you. Please go ahead, and if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. If you're not following me on Instagram, please follow me on Instagram. And like I said, if you need any help with anything, you just want to talk, you can DM me, you can email me. It's all in the About section. And if you want to support the channel, that's also in the About section. But if you don't want to, hey, I'm not asking for anything, just letting you know that it's there, because it was surprising. A bunch of people reached out to me this week to ask if I had a way of supporting the channel. But cheers, everybody. I will see you later. I will probably be on Instagram sometime tomorrow. If anybody wants to jump on, it'll probably be early afternoon, because I'm probably before Kilco goes on. So I will see everybody later. I love each and every one of you. And as always, see you on the other side.